Well, what a win. What an absolute incredible win. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say we deserved it. I'm not going to sit here and say it was the most clean win. But when you go to away grounds in the Champions League, all you can do is just hope you can get a clean sheet, hope you can nick a win, just hope for any kind of win, any way you can get it. And that's exactly what the boys did today. Inter Milan 0, Liverpool 1. Listen, I said I wasn't making a video about Liverpool until we won a game because I was tired of saying the same repetitive, sad, depressive comments every single video. I said I'm not making a video until we win a game. Guys, I was not expecting to make a video this week. I was fully expected to go to Inter Milan. I don't care that we haven't lost the San Siro in how many games. I was expecting we go there and it's just more of the same. But I was pleasantly surprised. This 4-1-2-1-2, 4-3-1-2, whatever diamond formation we're playing, it was actually cooking. And I think, first of all, I have to applaud Arne Slot because it wasn't really a case of there was anything he could have done other than this. Let's be honest. There was nothing else he could have done but play this 11. I mean, maybe you could have put Bradley in at right back. Maybe you could have played Wirtz instead of McAllister or whatever. But what he played today, it showed me something. It showed me that this two striker formation, I know Isak was poor today, but generally just the 4-man midfield, I think that's the key thing for me, is it wasn't a case of Isak and Ekitike were great together. It was more so the 4-man midfield of Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones, and Szoboszlai worked. It worked a treat. We had enough protection for our back line. They're all comfortable on the ball. You have opportunities for McAllister to break through in the midfield. Szoboszlai break through the midfield. Jones break through the midfield and get the wrong side of the Inter Milan back line. I think what really helped Liverpool in this game was the injury to Çalhanoğlu in the first 10 minutes. Çalhanoğlu leaving the game in the first 10 minutes was key for us because Zielinski came on, and much like Zielinski's career in Inter Milan, he hasn't really done anything. He hasn't really been effective. He hasn't really been influential. He's not the same kind of player that what's his name? What's this Turkish guy's name? I just said it. Çalhanoğlu. He's not the same player as Çalhanoğlu. He doesn't control the game the same way. His passing range isn't the same. They're just not as comfortable with him in that position. And then I look at Barella, who I think played a very good game, but Mkhitaryan on the other side, his legs not being able to keep up with the likes of Szoboszlai or Jones or Gravenberch, not being able to win those duels, that helped us a lot as well. And then you look at Acerbi going out with an injury as well in the first half. Yes, Bisek is more fit. Yes, he's more athletic, but he's not the same defender that Acerbi is, at least not at this point in his career. So those injuries in the first half definitely helped us out. But then you see how the midfield, Liverpool's midfield, could control the game at certain points, right? There were certain moments in the game where we just took control of the ball and we just dominated Inter in terms of possession. It wasn't necessarily that we were creating chances or we were doing anything exceptional, but we just dominated the ball. And in an away ground, especially against a top team, all you can do is just hope that you can get some of the ball and just sit on the ball for a little bit. And we did that for a number of periods throughout the game, right? There were obviously times where Inter Milan had the ball and they're at home. It's their home ground. They're not going to be dominated for an entirety of a game. When they're facing even a top team, they're not going to be dominated throughout the whole game, right? So we had to pick and choose our times where we could. And I think overall in the game, there was such poor quality in terms of when both teams would break and they would get near the opposition's box. The quality was so poor. The quality was so poor. The final ball was poor. The shot selection was poor. The shots were poor. Neither keeper was really forced into any great save, any spectacular save. It was just, it was moments of quality lacking severely 30 yards in, right? Everywhere in between in the midfield from 30 yards from Liverpool's goal to 30 yards to Inter's goal, it was great quality in terms of the ball movement, the midfielders the defenders on the ball. It was great quality. But then when you get close to the box for either side, it was just poor quality all around. But where Liverpool excelled in this game was they gave Inter Milan nothing to work with. Lautaro and Marcus Thuram were literally feeding off scraps. They didn't have anything going for them throughout the entirety of the game. They didn't have any quality chances. There were some moments where Lautaro combined with Thuram, poor. There were moments where Barella would break through, maybe try a back heel, maybe try a poor pass, poor. There were moments for Liverpool as well, where Szoboszlai would have a ball in a great position, try to back heel one time to Isak or Ekitike. Ekitike and Isak, you see clearly that they haven't played together at all. They would make the same runs. They were, stepping on each other's toes. Poor positioning from both of them from large majority of the game. They were overall poor together, right? Ekitike, I think, was the better of the two. He showed more flashes. He got on the pitch more, linked up play more. But I didn't see a single pass from Ekitike to Isak to Ekitike. They weren't combining well at all. And I think it's something that needs to be addressed moving forward, right? I don't think there was ever an expectation to start both of them today if Gakpo was fit. If Gakpo could have traveled, he probably would have started. Wirtz, kind of managing an injury, he probably would have started as well. So Salah, if he hadn't had that outburst, probably would have started as well. So I don't think there was expectation for both of them to start with each other, but they did, and it didn't look good. Let's hope maybe against Brighton, it looks better, but it didn't look good at all. But what I will say is the penalty decision is a poor decision. It's a poor. Yes, we all clearly see that Bastoni has a hold of Wirtz's shirt, but it's a poor. He's going away from goal. He's holding it for maybe a second. It's a poor decision, right? But it's one of those that you take it. And the moment the penalty was given, I knew we were winning the game because I knew Szoboszlai would take it, and I knew he would go left, and I knew he would score. Like he does every single penalty he takes. For Leipzig in the past, for Hungary in the past, he always goes left and it always goes in. So I already was expecting Liverpool to win this game just by virtue of that penalty being given. Before the referee even announced it, I saw Van Dijk celebrating. I knew it was a goal. It's a poor decision. It's a poor refereeing decision, and we see that in the Champions League. Typically, poor refereeing decisions, poor penalties, poor disallowed goals, poor things like that. At the end of the day, you take what the referee gives you. And we were given a win today. I was comfortable with the draw. I was fine with the draw, going in with 10 points, face Marseille, face Karabakh. I can bank on us being able to beat those teams despite our poor form. But now we have a lot more leeway, right? The Karabakh game, I write that off as a win. 15 points in the bag right there. It's a matter of can we beat Marseille and scrape 18 points after a generally poor Champions League run? Can we scrape and get 18 points, or can we just scrape and get 16 points and maybe squeeze into that top 8? But this is a great win for Liverpool. It's not a great performance. You're never really going to go to Inter Milan or any of these top European clubs and have a great performance where you dominate possession and dominate chances created or anything like that. But at the end of the day, you just have to win the game or at least draw. And we got the perfect result today. And it was a troubling time for Arne Slot, right? If you had lost this game, who knows what would have happened? After what happened with Salah, after the couple of days that Liverpool have had, who knows what would happen with Slot? But this could be a game-changing result for Liverpool. This could change the entire trajectory of our season because this is probably our biggest win of the season. Maybe that Arsenal game, but in terms of difficulty, away ground, European night, this might rank as the best win of the season because it's not only a win, it's a clean sheet. It's a game where the opposition team did not create chances against our defense that's been poor all season. Van Dijk was great. Konate was great. Gomez was great. Robertson was great. Alisson, nothing to worry about. The midfield was great. The only real issue was Isak and Ekitike. And typically throughout the season, it's been multiple areas of an issue. Whether it's been an attack an issue, defense an issue. This game, it was only the attack was really an issue. But against Italian side, you're not really going to dominate and create much and attack anyways. So you kind of write that off as it's a circumstance of the opposition and the country that we're playing in, right? Italy. So overall, I'm over the moon. I'm ecstatic. I'm overjoyed at the result. I'm very pleased. Now it's just can we replicate this at the weekend against Brighton? Can we beat Brighton and kind of get some momentum going for our season, right? Because we're only 3 points off the top 4, and now I haven't checked the Champions League table. I think we'll be 8th after this result, but obviously there's games tomorrow, so we'll probably drop down somewhere around 12, 13, 14. But it's a great result, and it's the exact kind of result that Liverpool needed after the troubling week, after the tough results against Southampton, against Leeds, newly promoted sides. Now, Sunderland, Leeds. This is a great result. This is a great way to kind of propel this team throughout this busy holiday period. So, great win. Szoboszlai again, player of the season so far for Liverpool. And now we move on to the weekend, and hopefully we can replicate somewhat of the same result and get a result again against Brighton. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Was it a penalty? I don't think it was, but let me know your thoughts on the game overall. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Peace out.